dark web, unveiling secrets and myths. Have you ever heard whispers of a hidden internet? A shadowy underworld where everything from secret marketplaces to urban legends lurk? It sounds like a nightmare, but the dark web really exists. Today, we'll descend into the internet's hidden depths and separate fact from fiction, mystery from reality. Along the way, we'll explore the difference between the surface web, your everyday Google searches, and the murky layers beneath, the special browser that unlocks the dark web, debunk creepy myths like red rooms and internet hitmen, and reveal real true stories from darknet history. Think Silk Road and Alphabi. So buckle up, it's going to be a spooky ride. Hidden depths. Surface web versus deep web versus dark web. Imagine the internet as an iceberg. The tiny tip above water is the surface web, the page a search engines index and you use every day. Beneath the waves is the deep web, vast pools of information you cannot find on Google. It includes everything from your private email and bank accounts to paywalled news archives. In fact, about 90 to 95% of the internet is this hidden deep web, and only 5 to 10% sits in plain sight on the surface. But wait, there's an even darker layer. Within the deep web lies the dark web, special websites that you can only reach with special tools like Tor. These sites end in .onion and are invisible to normal browsers. The dark web is just a sliver of the deep web. Some estimates say around 5% of it, but it's the part full of secrets. It's where cybercriminals hide their marketplaces and forums, far from ordinary search engines. Yet, the deep web isn't evil. Your own email inbox and private documents live there. As one security site notes, deep web pages include personal pages like webmail inboxes and account pages. These pages are hidden under passwords and logins for privacy, not villainy. So remember, just because something is hidden doesn't make it sinister. It's only when a site requires Tor and hides its identity that it's part of the dark web. The birth of Tor, the internet's onion. So, how did people make this secret part of the web? Enter Tor, short for the Onion Router. Tor was born in the 1990s at a U.S. Navy research lab. Engineers David Goldschlag, Mike Reed, and Paul Syverson asked, "Can we send data without anyone knowing who's talking?" They answered by inventing onion routing. Imagine sending a secret message through a series of locked envelopes, each envelope only opened by a different agent along the way. Each layer peels off another layer of encryption, hence the onion metaphor. In 2002, Tor, the Onion Router, went online as a research project. Roger Dingledine and Nick Matthewson of MIT made it open source, meaning anyone could use it. The idea was noble: protect privacy and free speech. In fact, even though we often associate Tor with crime, it was originally created by the U.S. government for legitimate purposes. Today, Tor's Onion network is maintained by volunteers around the world. When you use the Tor browser, your data zips through several anonymous relays, hiding your IP and identity. That way, you can surf without easily being traced. Tor made the dark web possible. Suddenly, people could set up websites reachable only by Tor, cloaked in secrecy. This was a double-edged sword. Whistleblowers, journalists, and political dissidents embraced Tor to share news under repressive regimes. But criminals also discovered they could hide behind Tor. It was only a matter of time before darknet markets and secret forums began to emerge. Dark web myths, fact or fiction. With all this mystery, wild stories spread fast. Let's look at some of the darkest urban legends and see what's real. Red rooms, live torture streams. You may have heard of red rooms. Horrific chat rooms where viewers supposedly pay to watch people being tortured or killed in real time. It sounds like a nightmare movie. In reality, experts say there's no verified evidence that these red rooms exist as advertised. As one report explains, there have been no verified cases of people being murdered in real time on the dark web, and many believe it's more fantasy than reality. Technical limits make live streaming torture extremely difficult on Tor. While stories of red rooms capture imaginations, they remain largely unconfirmed urban legends. There have been heinous crimes like the Daisy's destruction site, but that was discovered and shut down, not an open live stream to buyers. Hitmen for hire. Another common tale is that you can hire assassins on the dark web with a few clicks of Bitcoin. In truth, Sites claiming to sell murder for hire are almost always scams. There's no big yellow pages of hitmen online. Criminals running dark web schemes will take your money without delivering. As security experts put it, while you can hire hitmen on the dark web, it's almost always a scam. In short, rumors of easy on-demand killers are myths. Real criminal gangs don't advertise openly, and law enforcement is watching for such trafficking. The digital underworld. Down here, in the shadows, real things happen. This is the underworld of the internet. A digital bazaar where anything can be bought or sold. Markets of vice. Drug dealers set up shops selling everything from marijuana to heroin. Hackers peddle stolen credit cards, bank logins, and malware. Guns, counterfeit passports, exotic poisons. If it's illegal on the street, it's likely listed here. Even ransomware kits and phishing toolkits are openly traded. One study found dark markets handle hundreds of millions in sales each year, mostly drugs. Data dumps. Massive troves of personal data. Leaked user passwords, email lists, insider corporate documents. Float around like currency. Cybercriminals auction off hacked databases and private photos. Identity thieves line up to snatch social security numbers and credit card details that end up for sale. Scams and swindles. Not everything is real. Some sites will take your money and vanish, or sell you fake goods. Scams are common. Always watch out. Just because it's on tour doesn't make it trustworthy. Illegal services. You've heard the urban legends. Hitmen for hire, crowd-funded assassinations, red rooms, streaming live violence. In reality, these are scams or myths. We'll debunk those in a moment. But you can find adulterous chat rooms, sneaky whistleblower tips, and yes, a few places peddling forbidden fantasies. The dark web is a mirror of every human vice and desire. It can be fascinating or utterly terrifying. With every click, you're stepping deeper into unknown territory. These myths make the dark web sound like a horror show, but the truth is more nuanced. It's both real and routine. Let's move from myth to reality and hear about some of the actual dark web stories that made headlines. Tales. Silk Road, 2011 to 2013, the first major darknet marketplace. Silk Road burst onto the scene in 2011. Picture eBay for contraband. Anonymous buyers and sellers trading drugs, fake IDs, and stolen data using Bitcoin. Its founder, a young idealist named Ross Ulbricht, alias Dread Pirate Roberts, ran Silk Road from his laptop. Silk Road grew quickly, but its infamy grew even faster. In 2013, the FBI shut it down and arrested Ulbricht. He was eventually sentenced to life in prison. This was a landmark case. It showed that even on the Tor network, law enforcement could infiltrate and take down an illegal marketplace. Some say Silk Road's downfall began with a single mistake, using his real email on a forum. A chilling reminder that anonymity can be fragile. Alphabi, 2014 to 2017, after Silk Road vanished, a new giant rose. Alphabi, launched in late 2014, it soon eclipsed its predecessor. By 2017, Alphabi had over 200,000 users and 40,000 vendors dealing in everything from heroin and fentanyl to hacking tools. Authorities estimate Alphabi handled over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin transactions. Its takedown was massive. In July 2017, law enforcement across several countries seized servers and arrested the owner, a 25-year-old Canadian tech guy living in Thailand. A week later, that man died by suicide in custody. The Alphabi bust was a global sting that proved no dark web market is safe forever. These tales show the real side of the dark web. Illegal markets with massive drugs and weapons, customer reviews, and escrow systems, like a criminal Amazon. Note, Silk Road and Alphabi are now defunct, but new markets spring up whenever one falls. There are also smaller sites and many arrests along the way, but Silk Road and Alphabi stand out as dark web legends. The dark web is a strange realm, part myth, part reality. We've peered behind its veil, from the humble surface web to the hidden deep web, from the Navy lab roots of Tor to the splashy cases of Silk Road and Alphabi. We've busted some of the scariest myths. No, you probably won't find a live Red Room torture stream or pay-for-assassin site lurking there, but we've also seen that the dark web harbors serious crime. The truth is, the dark web is more secret internet than demon internet. It was built to protect privacy, and it does help people in repressive regimes, whistleblowers, and privacy lovers. But it's also a place where bad actors hide behind encryption. It's like a double-edged sword, powerful and useful for freedom, yet dangerous if misused. As we surface back into daylight, remember this: knowledge is power. The next time you hear a wild dark web rumor, pause and think, is it backed by facts? Could it be just an internet urban legend? We hope this journey armed you with truth and respect for the shadows of the web. If you found this dive into the dark web fascinating or chilling, please give us a thumbs up, share your thought in the comments, and subscribe to 10M Rise for more mysterious, mind-blowing explorations. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.